Hey, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I'm going to show you 5 ways that you can increase your credit score that does not require a credit check. So stay tuned. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. All right, so let's jump right into the 5 things that are going to help you increase your credit score this year. And number 1 is something that I really like. It is for the apartment renter. So if you're not an apartment renter, it's all good. I got 4 more after this one. 4 more. I know what 4 is. I got 4 more after this one, and it's all of them are gonna be good. I promise. So apartment renters, you need to be reporting your apartment rent. There's a company called Rent Reporters, and what Rent Reporters does is it will take your apartment rent payments and it'll backdate them for pretty much the past 2 years. So if you've been an apartment renter for at least 2 years, you get 2 years worth of payment history. But even if you haven't been an apartment renter for 2 years, it's all good. They'll take however many months you've been an apartment renter, even if it's 2 months, 3 months, a year, half a year, whatever it is. It'll take all those payments and it'll go ahead and report them onto your credit report. And what this does is it kickstarts your payment history as well as your credit age category if you don't have anything already on there. So it's a great way if you're building credit from scratch, trying to figure out what I can do to increase my credit, increase my score. This is something you absolutely have to do because at the end of the day, you're already paying your apartment rent anyway. So you might as well get some kind of credit for it, something that can help you move forward with your credit. And one day, if you're trying to purchase a home, it's a great thing to have on there as well. And for Rent Reporters, it doesn't do any kind of credit check, but it's not free. They do have a setup fee. At the time of this video, it's $99. And then each month, you will pay a small fee for them to continue reporting it, and it's about $9 a month. So it's something that it's kind of a small fee. $9 a month is something that works really good. I've used it myself personally. It helped us whenever we were trying to buy a house, me and my wife. So definitely something that can pay off for you. So definitely check that one out. Rent Reporters, and I'll put a link in the video notes so that you can go ahead and just click it, register for it, and start building credit that way. All right, the number 2 way that you can build credit fast, even if you don't have any credit right now, that's not going to do any kind of a credit check, is self-lender. And if you don't know what self-lender is, just think of it like a savings account that you're building for yourself. You're going to have a small monthly payment. It's going to be about $25 a month at the time of this video. I've used it myself. Basically, you're paying yourself $25 a month. So every month you're going to have a direct deposit, or not a direct deposit, an automatic draft for the $25 is going to come out of your account, or you can pay it manually, but I definitely recommend putting it on auto draft. And then every time you make that payment, it's going to report that to all 3 credit bureaus. So what that's doing is it's showing that you can make payments on time every month. You're building an established payment history. And another benefit, at the end of 1 year or at the end of 2 years, you can get all of that money deposited back to you. But there is a small fee that they take out, but it's not much at all. I mean, it's a really, really small percentage, like I want to say under 5% of the money they're going to take, just a fee for using the service. So definitely something to check out there. If you don't have any credit, it's going to help you with building some right away. You might see those results in as early as 30 days in. So definitely check that out. I love it. And best thing about it, $25, really small monthly fee, and they don't do any credit checks. So it's something that anyone can get. So definitely check that one out. All right, number 3 way that you can build credit fast, and it's something that you can do with no credit check whatsoever, is joining a credit union. I definitely recommend doing that. Credit unions have so many benefits outside of the traditional bank. A lot of them out there are relationship oriented, meaning that as long as you're doing things with them like direct deposit, having your paycheck go to them, using their products like their credit cards, loans, things like that, you're building that relationship with them. And then they have different kind of perks and member benefits, kind of like this right here. This is like some of the benefits they have, being able to get certain loans through them, having easier approvals whenever it's time to go ahead and apply for something like a car, a house. My favorite credit union, Navy Federal, even gives you an internal credit score that's different than your external credit score. So basically, they're grading you on how much you're doing with them and the relationship that you're establishing with them. So it's great if you're in the building credit phase, because then you have someone on your side, somebody in your corner that you're building credit with as well, while you're building your external credit score too. But you're kind of doubling up on the benefits that you get, because you're in this process, you're building your credit outside of the credit union, and you're building your credit inside of the credit union that can pay off in many different ways. So definitely, if you're not with a credit union right now, here are some of the options. A few different ones on the screen. Go ahead and like pause this video on this particular moment so you can check out each one of them. Just look through their website and it'll give you the member perks, what the qualifications are to join, some of the things that they do for you after you've been a member for 60 days, 90 days, things of that nature, so that you can make the best decision on the one to join. So definitely get started with a credit union. All right, so the number 4 way that you can build credit if you don't have any going on right now is going to be secured cards. And disclaimer, some secured cards do check your credit. There's a lot of them that do, but there are a lot of them that don't. So this part is focusing on the ones that don't. And if you don't know of any, I'm going to put one in the video notes that is not going to do any kind of a credit check whatsoever. And it's one that just takes a deposit. You're going to have to put up about $200. But if you don't have any credit right now and you don't have any credit cards right now, you can give your credit a huge boost just by getting yourself a credit card of some sort. And when you don't have any credit, it's hard to get unsecured credit cards. So you got to go ahead and start with a secured credit card. Use it the right way. Use it responsibly each month. Keep your balance really low. And then that's going to be the stepping stone to get you to the bigger credit cards. So like I said, I'm going to put a link in the video notes for you. All it takes is a $200 deposit. It's going to come to you in the mail. Usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks. And the deposit that you put up is going to be your limit of the credit card. So put up $200, you're going to have a credit limit of $200. And I'll make a later video talking about the responsible ways to use a credit card. And so definitely stay tuned for that. But hey, get yourself a credit card. It's so important because literally 165 points of your credit score is determined by how much you use and how responsible you use your credit cards. So if you don't have any credit cards, you're literally missing out on 165 points that you could be getting. So start with the credit card. Get a secured card if you have to start there, and I'll put one in the video note so that you can start with. All right, and the number 5 way that you can build credit that is not gonna require any kind of a credit check is piggybacking off someone else's credit. This is I put a number 5 because this is like my least favorite one, simply because it's your credit report, but with this you're kind of adding someone else's credit onto your credit report. So it's not the way to totally build a credit score, but it does help to complement other things that you're doing, like paying your bills on time, getting your own credit cards, having your own kind of credit builder account types that I mentioned earlier, and then you add in an authorized user account where you take maybe mom, dad, grandma, granddad, and they have a credit card that they've had for like 15 years that has maybe a $10,000, $20,000 limit, and they've always been on time with their payments, and you get attached to that. Yeah, it looks really good on your credit report, and it can help with approvals on certain things. So if you ever seen videos of people talking about selling trade lines and this and that, basically all they're doing is selling to you a spot on their credit card. And I don't recommend just signing up for anybody's credit card and giving them money just to have their credit added onto yours. I'm not knocking anybody. All I'm saying is it looks a lot better if you have a family member, because that's easier to explain if you ever get down to like a really kind of in-depth lending decision and they want to know about, hey, this credit card that's on your credit, the one with a $30,000 limit, and this last name that doesn't match up with yours, like what's up with this? So it's a lot easier conversation whenever you choose a family member, because then you can explain it. The question may not even come up, but I'm always one to just think about, okay, what if it does? So if it does, it's always a lot better to have that be a family member, so that it's an easier thing to explain. But it does help. I do recommend it just as kind of the icing on the cake. Definitely build your cake otherwise with all the other things that I recommended, but you can add that on top just to really kind of round out, really strengthen your credit report if you have someone. If you don't have nobody with a credit card that you can become an authorized user on, no worries. It's not the end of the world. That's why you're building your credit with all the other things that I mentioned. And then after a while, you're going to be the one with the $30,000 limit credit card with, no late payments, with, the great credit history. So those are the 5 that I think I know will be great for you. Go ahead and implement them. Start today. A lot of them are literally as low as $25. So definitely something you can get going pretty quick, and you'll see the results from pretty quick. So that's it. Subscribe if you're finding these videos useful. I'm going to give something every single week that's going to help you build your credit. You won't have to pay for it. Free advice. So if you like getting free advice, free 99, definitely keep coming back. I'm going to keep bringing it to you. And until next time, peace.